Okay, tonight we're going to be starting a new series of shiurim. Pesachim, Kuf Ted Vav, 115. We're going to try to give a little Ian on the Daf Yomi, the Daf of the day, because everyone knows Daf Yomi's can go pretty quick. So just some things to think about. A couple of chidushim, short chidushim on the Daf. To make you feel like you got a taste of Ian. It says in the Gemara in Kuf Ted Vav Mabiz, Bala Matzah Yatza, Bala Mor Lo Yatza. If you swallow, the seeming explanation is if you swallow matzah, you're yotze. If you swallow mor, you're not yotze. Bala Matzah Mor, Yidei Matzah Yatza, Yidei Mor Lo Yatza. If you swallow them together, the matzah and the mor, you're yotze the matzah, you're not yotze the mor. Karcham b'sivu bal and af Yidei Matzah nami Lo Yatza. If you tied it in some wrapping and you swallowed it, even the matzah not yotze. So a couple of questions on the simple explanation. This is the basic explanation that the Rishonim give and Art Scroll gives. A couple of questions on this. We'll try to make three questions. The first question is that it says if you swallow matzah, you're yotze. If you swallow mor, you're not yotze. And then again, it says again, if you swallow them together, you're yotze matzah and you're not yotze mor. Why should there be a difference if you swallow them together or you swallow them separately? It's basically a repetition of the same thing. The second question is, it says if you're bala mor lo yatza, if you swallow the mor, you're not yotze. Why aren't you yotze? It says in the Torah, it says matzah simrorim yochlu. It has to be achila, and if eating is good for swallowing is good for eating for matzah, mor is also a food. It should be good for that also. So the Rishonim say that it's because mor is to remember of Aymaru as chayayim. Their lives were bitter in Mitzrayim. So if you don't taste it, it doesn't make you bitter. So the problem is that this is a little like Darshina and Time of the Kra, basically, where we make halachic ramifications based on a reason. And how could the Gemara do that? How could the Gemara make a halachic nafkamina, halachic ramification based on a reason? It doesn't say in the Gemara. It doesn't say that in the Torah that it should be based on this. That if it's not bitter, you're not yotze. It says amatz simrom yochlu, that you should eat it. It doesn't say that it has to be bitter for you. So that would be a second problem. And the third problem is that what exactly is this karchan deceived? That if you wrapped it in something, so and you wrapped it in something and you swallowed it, you're not yotze for the matzah. Why should this be different? If it's the same thing, if you ate matzah and mor together, you're yotze matzah, even though the mor might have been a chatzitza between your esophagus and your and the matzah. So also a wrapping should be a chatzitza. So what's the difference? Why, if you swallow mor and matzah together, yotze the matzah, but if you swallow matzah in a wrapping, then you're not yotze the matzah. I want to say a novel explanation of this Gemara that changes around some of the explanations of the words here. And we're going to say bala doesn't mean to swallow, it means to lose. You lost something. Bala, it got lost, it got absorbed, it got lost from you. When we say bala matzah yatza, it doesn't mean yatza that you're yotze your chiyuv. Yatza means yetze. We'll read it yetze, that you have to go to someone else's house or to a different person. You have to leave your house in order to get it. So therefore, if you lose your matzah on the first night of Pesach, since it's doraisa, so therefore, even though it's an onus that you lost your matzah, you have to go out of your house to go find new matzah. But mor, which is derabanan, so lo yetze, you don't have to leave your house to get mor. That would answer the first question. The first question we asked was, it's a repetition. It's saying the same thing. So according to this, when it says bala matzah mor yidei matzah yatza yidei mor lo yatza, there we'd read it, Bala Matzah Mor Yidei Matzah Yetze, Yidei Mor Lo Yetze. Since the matzah and the mor are eaten together, so therefore you might think that since usually the way it works is when you have a sandwich, most of the stuff in the middle is a sandwich. That's what Hill said. You ate the matzah and mor, you're supposed to eat it together. That's the real way of eating a matzah mor yochlu. Most of your sandwich is considered to be moror, and the rove of it would be moror. So therefore, you have mavatel the mitzvah doraisa of matzah, and it would consider an ones for a darabanan and not an ones for a doraisa. Kamash Malan know that it's considered separate things. Since you didn't tie them up and wrap them together, it's considered the same thing. So therefore, it's considered separate things. Since it's considered separate things, so therefore you still have to go out. If you lost your matzah, you have to go out. You lost your sandwich of matzah and mor, you have to go out and get new matzah, even though you don't have to get new mor. The last question would answer is karchan b'siv. There, if you wrap it in a wrapping, so therefore it's wrapped up. It's one sandwich already. It's therefore, since the majority of the sandwich is mor and not matzah, is considered derabanan, and you don't have to go eat. And the matzah or zoraisa is batel, is nullified compared to the mor derabanan. So therefore you don't have to go out and go get either matzah or mor because it's considered ones on a derabanan. And therefore that would answer the question before. We said it's darshina time of the kra. It's nothing to do with yotze or chiv over here. Here we're talking it's because the mor is derabanan. So therefore, you don't have to go get it because the onus by a derabanan, you're pater. And that's the conclusion of our share for today.